Jimmy, what did you waste your time doing? I mean, what were you obsessed with?
I was quite into, and it's very of the era, video nasties, which were sort of horror movies, but there was a moral outrage around them. I don't think I would have been interested if there hadn't been a moral outrage, but there was kind of Mary Whitehouse, moral outrage. These films are dangerous and they're corrupting our youth. And I went, what? Can we see those?
What a surprise that you liked them.
I loved them. I mean, I think it sort of kicked off with things like The Evil Dead and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then it was stuff like I Spit on Your Grave and...
So what was the... So The Evil Dead, that was one of...
I think it was the appeal was like, I used to watch them with my friend Matt, and then we kind of got more and more into it. And so you'd go to the video store and go, well, what's worse than that? And you'd go, well, what about this?
Are they getting stuff from under the...
Oh, a little bit, yeah,
lads,
because...
you like
well,
this?
because there was weird myths around them of, like, they've banned this one. If they'd banned it, you'd go, oh, that's the one we want to see.
So the moral outrage, obviously, as a teenager, that you went, oh, I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah, great.
Check out this unusual response.
If anyone can stand up and defend the sort of horrific scenes that I have had to see and other members of Parliament have had to see...
His name's Graham Bright. He's a Tory councillor.
...to that world that I live in. I believe that research is taking place, and it will show that these films not only affect young people, but I believe they affect adults as well. It goes far.
I mean...
Genuine clip.
I mean, but if you see that on the news, of course you go, I want to see the films that guy doesn't like.
do.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm bringing the dog. I definitely want to see if the dog, how it affects the dog. It's the first thing you do, isn't it?
The dog's sitting there like that.
Martin, what were you obsessed with when you were...
I was obsessed with anybody with a lot of charisma. It was Marlon Brando, Bruce Lee, it was Elvis.
Arthur Fowler and EastEnders. Magnetic.
You can't take your eyes off it. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So was it like your Steve McQueen's and your Paul Newmans and all those kind of guys?
Yeah, it was anybody that was on television that, you know, when there's a scene going on, and even if they're not speaking, you can't take your eyes off them. And it wasn't a sexual thing, I don't think. Oh, maybe it was.
I'd fuck Elvis.
That's what I'm saying.
Straight as a guy, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I found a website called The Top Tens, and one of their users has compiled a list of the most charismatic people of all time, and we've got the top 25. Let's have a look at the whole list, the whole top 25. Here we go. Any surprises there? That's it. Look
Rowan
at that.
Atkinson.
Jesus, got Rowan Atkinson at 9. Yeah, absolutely.
OK.
Yeah, just behind Elizabeth II.
Number 6. Number
way
6 is
more
troubling, I think.
Number 6, Adolf Hitler. Charismatic.
The only good thing about Hitler is he did kill Hitler. Yeah. He should get credit for that.
Oscar Wilde, that's a good one.
Yeah.
23, Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, 23, Neil Armstrong. He was probably the most uncharismatic man, but was quietly charismatic, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was standing in the back of the corner, but the first man who ever walks on the moon.
It's good bragging rights. But Buzz Aldrin had the charisma.
Buzz Aldrin not on the list.
He's got so many stories. He could keep you
He's got one story.
Oh, no, he's got stories.
He hasn't. He's got one story.
a good one, though.
Have I told you about the time I went to the moon? Yeah, you have, Neil. Yeah, you have. You mentioned that the first time we met, and then every other fucking time.
What piqued the interest of a young Charlie? So we've got a ribbon down there. Can you explain that to me? And what's that?
Oh, this was the gymnastics team that I was in Swindon, which is not really a claim to fame because we were notorious for being terrible. I actually did a routine to one of your biggest hits.
To...
Gold.
Gold, of course.
My favourite move, what was it the judges said? The wedgeography was spectacular. So I used to get, like, a really bad wedgie in my leotard. I'd have to I'd do very good emphatic wafting so that I could pull it out of my arse crack. That was my skill.
You never thought you'd see the day where somebody did emphatic wafting and pulled out their arse crack to gold. Yeah.